got the tools to deal with him, though. She can actually stay out of Norbert's range, and he's not as mashy as Daggett, believe it or not, or at the very least the way Locust does. But those are Beavers, and those are my sets. Who cares? We got Miity going up against Senpac. Yeah. New Jersey is still alive in this bracket. They are still alive.
Yeah.
We're up in the greatest state out here.
Yes, I'm still alive.
Yes, indeed. Jersey is like... I mean, I mentioned this to Cherry on Twitter, like, but for you guys who luckily are not on Twitter and maybe didn't see it, he was talking about how, like, Illinois, like, after Combo Breaker, like, after looking at the top 4, where we had FPZ, and we had Hyper Crasher, who was forced to play really, really lame, and we had Matador and whatnot, I was, like, sitting there, and I'm like, yo, the Midwest NASB is lame. Holy God. And then I realized that New Jersey is the land of the Mashers, because that's where me, Miity, and Sunky come from.
Where's Margaret at?
He's down south somewhere, I think.
Oh, he's in Pennsylvania, right?
Or Virginia? I don't remember. No. Brett is the one, Virginia. I think he's in West Virginia or something. I don't remember. Point is that, like, different regions play differently, and New Jersey is still alive in this bracket. And we're gonna see them keep going for the Garden State. Rah! Rah! Rah!
Rar.
Rah!
Do you think Miticus is playing the Rocksteady?
If it is, we're in for a longer set than the one we just played.
Dude, I don't. That should be hilarious. I can't take enough Rocksteady. That character is so entertaining. Like, he's
like
peak.
I think I've heard it from Miker. Playing Neutral as Rocksteady is like playing a Mario Party minigame. It's just like so much shit. Like, but like, honestly, in the long run, sorry, in the end, I feel like Rocksteady is just like a really fun character in terms of just like, terms of just like so much cool shit he has.
Oh, we're seeing the Zuko. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that I may have sounded disappointed.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There is.
Oh, that was the Seinfeld during my Pride Month.
Right.
God, goodness gracious.
Kramer, you bastard, you.
That wasn't Kramer. It was the one who started. I don't even remember. I don't know. Who started
even know.
They haven't put Jerry Seinfeld in the game yet, thankfully.
Yeah, I don't think people are gonna want to talk to him for a while.
No. A lot of people. A lot of people are right now. Oh my God, the ass hair. Holy crap. How do we feel about Zuko Jimmy, boys?
I feel like I haven't seen this in quite some time.
Yeah, like these two are usually close-seated. I feel like oftentimes on opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like it can't possibly. This is like how I feel like I'd imagine like pre-patch Jimmy Ember would go. You know what I mean? Where like Zuko has a very limited recovery, but even more so because like his up special doesn't have like the Ember hitboxes on it. So it's like for him, he has to use like even more slime or even more sup air or whatever to like barely grab ledge, and even then Goddard is just fucked up.
Not to mention that Miity wants to save it for his setups as well. Also,
exactly.
Kind of like Ember with like snares and also the ladder combos, whereas he's got to save that for sup air Dragon Punch. You know?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I actually like that comparison a lot. Everyone is Ember.
Yeah, in a way. People always used to say, I always used to have, Bean knows, I've probably talked to him so many times, I'm like, every character is Pac-Man. Like, I can find a way to bring up Pac-Man, like, so many times. And I was like, Rocco's like Pac-Man, and I'm like, Jimmy's like Pac-Man. And then I was just like, Goddard is like Pac-Man Hydrant, and all this nonsense, but we're seeing that, I don't know. You know how earlier I was saying that this is Jimmy favored?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Because this is looking pretty fucking.
Oh my God! I
favorite.
used the bathroom and come back and then Miity. Oh wow!
Oh no! Oh, the percent was slightly higher. It would have been golden.
Oh.
It would have been a fiery blaze. John Miity keeping the spirit of Ember alive with the fire moves.
Jonathan Miticus.
In this game.
There are.
Like,
not even just the firebenders.
There's like there's like 5 firebenders plus like Ember and Reptar.
Yeah.
Reptar's kind of like a firebender.
I was just about to say the same goddamn sentence.
He kind of is. He's got the meteor and everything.
He really is. He also makes fire.
Right.
Ember's also a firebender because her hair is fire, and she can make her whole body go on fire and it doesn't burn her.
Right.
And it's like one of her best moves. This game has like a lot of firebenders. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of fire, that game 1 was fire. That was a dominant showing from Miity on the way back in. On a long stage, too, where you would feel like that would favor Senpac. Is he going to play really lame again? Because Senpac also mentioned the same thing. We talked about that matchup a lot because I've also helped coach him because like I said, I've been farming him. And I'm like, you got to play like a certain type of way against Ember. You got to like put like Goddard above you again, like so you have that 45-degree angle covered where Ember can't get to you, as well as, you know, just the ability to hold your ground on bigger stage. And with that comparison that you made before, Cherry, that strategy worked against a lot of other characters too, because like Zuko in the same way has projectiles to contest a little bit, but they're so slow, like even slower than Ember's.
Yeah.
And he has to be on the ground often to do it, and his stalls him in the air, but only from a certain distance to stay back. He doesn't have the aerial drift that Ember has when doing the Ring of Fire move. It's not nearly as good of a move to be able to contest, but right now, Senpac is just, he's kind of just letting Miity in. He's not doing a good job at contesting these nairs because I feel like he's scared to roll in because he knows that covers both sides, as well as pressure on platforms because that move has like the best like auto land in the entire game. Miity can like spam that move on platforms.
And speaking of platforms too, not to interject, but dude, this stage I don't get it. I saw him say, "Let's go, Urkin." I was hoping Volcano. I was hoping PK. Like, and Tremerton was banned. Senpac wanted to go here. Pariah was banned, so I understand why that wasn't chosen. But no Miracle. That's like the Jimmy household, dude. Like, no Jelly?
Yeah. I mean, he might be scared of the blast zones on Miracle.
But these are even small, too. These are small. Miity likes this stage. This is a Zuko classic.
That's true. I do remember the first time that,
like, look at this.
That he was doing this on stream.
You're dead.
It was on this stage.
Oh.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, it was this stage.
So I don't know. I don't know what the logic is, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
There, and that completely stuffs out his recovery. Oh my goodness.
Man, I'm a way worse commentator than I used to be. I don't know anything. Stumbling on my words.
I just think, like,
player doesn't know frame data. Oh,
dude,
God.
this shit's different now.
Good trap right there with the F tilt. Nice stop to wait, forcing him to use his slime to recover, and it's not gonna matter against James Isaac Neutron.
Yeah.
Good edge guard, dude. What are you doing? That was crazy. I mean, I like that auto cancel on the platform because it's really broken and covers, you know, both sides because of how big Zuko's nair is. But and the dragon punch, I don't know, fam. I don't know.
Okay, maybe this is Jimmy favorite.
Looking easy like Senpeasy. You know what I'm saying? Boy,
yeah. The man is back. Yep, there it is.
Oh, that's not a drop. It's a bite.
Okay. He hasn't been using drop. I feel like people have just avoided it. Like, they have, like, the flowchart down well enough now where, like, it's not really something you can just do, you know? You used to see it all the time, and now it seems like against you, like, against these, like, characters that used to be a free win, it's so difficult to actually be, or have your opponent positioned in a place where they'll get punished.
Yeah, and he also used to be able to just, like, be a lot safer in terms of getting Goddard back. Now that's not the case because of the fact that he needs slime to get out of his uppy, so his confirms as well as sup air being, you know, his confirms and his routes to sup air, I believe he actually has to like earn it a lot more consistently now. So it's a little excuse me, I was fighting a burp that whole time. So it's a little scarier as far as Jimmy's survivability plus the weight nerf on top of it. So it's not like he can just really afford to throw Goddard out as much willy-nilly. Even though the characters he's been fighting in this top 4 so far, Ember and Zuko, do got some exploitable recoveries against that. But I don't know, Ember's has got a really big hitbox and Zuko's does cover a lot of distance. I'm not sure what the logic is really. I'm too small brained to be able to play Jimmy. I wish I could answer it for you, but I can't.
Right.
Oh boy.
With a self-destruct?
Oh.
Ooh. Ow, I thought for sure with how long he was charging that toast that would have been a little better.
Oh my god, he's nasty!
The sword into the bubble.
Disgusting.
Oh
Wow.
my god. He learned from falling into that tree that day.
Jimmy was like, listen, I have the sickest clip of all time, and I learned it by getting slammed into a tree.
Yeah. Just keep like sharp things away from me, please. That's why he threw the sword.
Right.
Using slime on EX Rocket as well. Wanting a bigger hitbox to potentially hit a taller character like Zuko. Extended hitbox from Goddard, or maybe just not shielding in the face of danger with that S-Dare. That's a risky one to be able to deal with. Now we are stuck in the corner as Senpac, climbing his way to immediately grab ledge once again, and now neutral is reset, but still low-key in the favor of John Miity because that... oh, never mind, he actually is forced to use burst off the Goddard explosion. That's huge that he made him burn that.
I think that was an accident.
Even if it was, it's gone now.
Yep.
That's all that matters. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Oh,
whoa.
Dead zone! The dead zone!
The Roy zone.
He barely misses that.
Oh my god, Goddard defending the hometown hero, but it's not gonna matter. The dash attack. That was absolutely Senpac's game to lose. I would not be happy about that. He was given a lot of breaks there. But
he's pissed.
He did the right thing.
He's going back.
Zuko did the right thing. The thing with Jimmy's recovery is that it's still really, really good distance-wise, but the fact that he has to use slime to be able to get out of it, which is not usually a good option, it oftentimes forces Jimmy to recover high, because all you have to do to force him to recover high is grab ledge. You're not going to get the kill off of that because you can't, like, ledge hog him for it, because you're not forcing him there, but it does force him up higher, you see, and more often than not, that puts Jimmy in a really exploitable position, and while his gravity is weird, yes, it makes him sort of floaty, and it makes him a little bit difficult to hit, especially if your aerials are a little bit laggier. It is possible, for sure, and as a result, it makes his recovery a lot more exploitable than it used to be, for sure, and as a result, Senpac's not really able to get too much footing in neutral. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You can't put Goddard there. This man S-dares in the face of danger. This is the Fire Prince.
Ooh.
This is the Fire Prince, baby. Ooh.
Double sword toss.
And he does that on keyboard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is the keyboard player, Premier. Multiverse players, you heard me right. You can play this game on keyboard at top level. It is possible.
And this guy is out here proving it.
I aspire to be like him.
Oh, thinking about everything that Senpac had to do to only get 58 damage, and I could just up air people 4 times. Ooh. Ooh.
He's a
he
genius.
worked so hard. Uh-oh. And controlling space with the fire ring once again. Neutral reset, he is able to get his swords out. This character does in fact have a forward air again.
Wait, does he just lose his aerial so he doesn't have sword?
No, it's just they're just worse.
Oh, okay.
I meant that as a joke.
Could you imagine?
I didn't mean that literally.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be funny as hell.
It's like a Brawlhalla character. Like, yeah, he's got worse aerials, sorry. Like, significantly.
It would be like, or like Brawl minus, whatever it is, where like the game is Brawl. It's like a mod of Brawl, but Fox is the only character that can wave dash.
Oh yeah, silly Brawl minus. Or is that Brawl minus?
Yeah, I think it's just Brawl minus. I think like Fox can just wave dash. I think he just functions like a melee character while every other character is playing Brawl.
That's awesome.
It's very silly. What a large Teccachino. I order that shit every time I go to Starbucks.
Dude, I had Starbucks today. That was good.
Nice.
Teccachino. Nice. Getting it back to even here. At least slightly. Definitely not stock-wise. Or percent-wise, rather.
I always go to this local cafe by where my girl, because it's right where my girlfriend works. So like when I drop her off, like I just get like our coffee and stuff, and it's fire. Their macchiatos are amazing. Do you guys think Jimmy drinks coffee?
Hell no.
I know Zuko definitely doesn't. He's a tea man.
All I know is that Jimmy probably has some like purple super crazy drink that like he like injects into his bloodstream.
I've never known of a single 10-year-old that ever drinking coffee in their life.
I was gonna say, like, what is the Retroville equivalent of like Prime? Like, what like influencer drink do they drink over in Retroville, or do they all just stick with Purple Flurp? Like, what YouTuber got sponsored by Purple Flurp?
Oh my god.
In the Jimmy
Sheen.
Neutron
Has to be
universe?
Sheen.
It's Skeet.
He runs like an Ultra Lord blog.
Yeah. He's like this. He's like the Star Wars, like, you know how there's like the Star Wars toy YouTubers or whatever, like the.
Yeah.
He's like that,
Yeah.
but for Ultra Lord. What's up, everybody? It's the newest Ultra Lord.
What's up, everybody? It's welcome to another episode of the Mexican Weeb.
Wait, this is. Okay, he lived that. Holy crap! He didn't even need to burst. That's insane.
Yeah.
I just realized,
Jimmy
like,
he's lighter, but he's still heavy-ish.
yeah, you gotta burst that one. All right, Senpac, lock in here. This is your last chance, man. Oh.
That was a re-grab if I ever did see one. I don't think he thought that Zuko's tech roll was gonna like roll behind him like that to the point where the rocket wasn't gonna cover it. He knew what he was trying to cover.
Oh, and he's figuring this out.
Oh, if he slime dashed, he would have had that. I think he meant to do it, but he didn't.
I think he's trying to force out the. Wait, why did he slime that? Why did he cancel that? Hold on.
Yeah, slime burst.
Burst? No, no, it doesn't.
Oh
What is
my
happening
god.
right now?
What the?
What?
What sort of a
Oh, are they dead?
He clutched it up.
Let's go.
We've got game 4.
Let's go.
Dude, what
Let's
the hell
go.
happened? They both just spaghettied. Oh, not this windscreen. He's got
I
cough
was
a
gonna
bunch.
say, that was a full Italian meal if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Undo the belt buckle for this one. Too full.
Huh.
I would ask if Jimmy wears a belt, but you know, I would imagine they learned after the pants incident.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that episode.
Yeah, where everybody's just in their underwear because
What a
their pants come alive.
what a crazy concept for an episode.
What a crazy concept for a pilot.
That was the
That was
pilot?
that was the first episode. Yeah,
What the fuck?
that was the first episode after the movie.
Crazy.
Yeah, like
That-
hey, let's just like have like just everybody's pants, a
Yeah.
bunch of pantsless like. I don't want to say it. It's like so weird. And I
Yeah.
remember how they fixed it. Like the pants just have like magnets in them or something, so they just pin them all to like the flagpoles in the town.
Well, they all
then
became like
she just,
robotic
like-
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, I pledge allegiance to my pants. Go to show. Go to show. Yeah.
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 Here we go.
Okay. Jellyfish, how you guys feel about this pick, boys?
I feel like probably in the favor of Senpac, but like I actually really understand it if you're Miity. Side blast zone's not too wide, and top blast zone means no more big fist kills off the top. So I definitely understand the pick for Miity. But I also think that unknowingly, platforms on this stage definitely benefit Senpac just because of like the setups and being able to hide underneath them, and like the way you have to interact with him. Like, even if it seems like it helps him, I feel like it's just not necessarily the case. It's weird.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I feel like it's going to be a lot more situational to be able to get those sub-air kills instead, and I feel like with Zuko's kill confirms, like with how insanely strong his sub-air is, it's like, kind of becomes like a low-key option select, I want to say, because if he lands the sub-air and he's noticing at certain percents it doesn't kill, he's got slime, he can just easily do that conversion into the Dragon Punch. Like you mentioned before, I feel like Zuko can kill a little bit more consistently off the sides than Jimmy can, or at the very least it helps on a stage like this, because Jimmy can kill off the sides no problem. He's got that forward air, he's got that back air, he's got Toast, which definitely helps a lot, but Toast sends it like sort of that, like, you know, 45-degree angle upwards most of the time. It's really just mostly forward air that he's got to worry about. Goddard's out. What's the drill here? Ooh,
That's gonna do
good
it.
coverage. Just Goddard not even doing anything there, but just the threat. Just the mere threat of him able to shoot a laser at that point forces Zuko to go higher than he intended to. Senpac reacting to that accordingly and just punishing properly. That's one of the things that I used to have to like take mental notes when I played against this guy a lot back when Jimmy was super duper broken is, okay, I gotta stop swinging at Goddard when Jimmy's not around, because he's just waiting for me to do that so he can run in and punish. And that's not as often of a thing as it used to be, but it still is, baby, and a beautiful Toast conversion. Senpac playing like he wants another game 5.
Dude,
Another
also
reverse
this
3-0.
one cool thing to think
in a row.
about is that if Senpac does do this, Senpac is actually the person who eliminated the other beaver in this bracket, Murgas.
Yes.
So he's definitely probably feeling himself a little bit in terms of being able to deal with the Norbert side of things, you know. And
Hell of a loser's run. If
Yeah.
he wins this set and goes through this bracket, like even if he loses to Locust and Grands, I mean, it's like honestly a hell of a loser's bracket run. Like he had to get through Murgas. He had to get through Murgas. He had to get through. He had to get through Benjamin.
Yeah.
He had to get through me. Like that's not an easy one. And I was up 2-0 before. So also Devon Swamps. Thank you. You mentioned that. He also had to beat Devon Swamps as well to get through. And Krabs is like always scary to fight. Really.
yeah,
It's
dude,
like
and
you
now look
can't
at
keep that
this.
character in the air
3
forever.
stocks to 1.
This
Doing
is
very
looking like
well.
a completely different game than these
He's
previous
good.
ones.
Once he got his footing,
Yeah.
it kind of became his favorite. And I do really think it's just because,
Why are you wasting slime like that?
yeah, that too. That's not like there was a time when Miity bursts in really early. Are there any low tiers? Oh, plenty. Not well. I wouldn't say plenty. That's probably a little too much. But Rocksteady's definitely a low tier. Zuko's like a lower. He's not like low tier, but he's like mid low. I'd say low mid. Reptar is pretty bad. Gertie's not great. Ren and Stimpy's pretty bad. Other than that, I mean, even then, like everybody's viable. Like we literally saw
All
today.
those characters been cooked. All those characters been cooked.
Yeah, like we literally saw Rocksteady versus Angry Beaver. So like basically top 1 versus bottom 1 be like almost an even match. Like it looked
Do we even
terrible.
call Rocksteady bottom 1 anymore?
I don't want to call him bottom 1. People,
I would
know-
say Reptar's a bit worse.
Yeah, you know Chef Cousteau and like Ratatouille and stuff, like how his whole motto is like anyone can cook. Like that's nasty.
Yeah. Who's top 5? I got you.
This is
It is. It's like Danny, Beavers, Aang, Zim, Jenny, Azula, Korra, something like that. Roughly.
Yeah.
Gerald's up there too.
This isn't this game 4 is we're not secure to game 5 yet, friends. There's still burst and a lot of slime here. You get sub-aired here, that is gonna be a conversion into the Dragon Punch. You gotta be real careful. You gotta get a raw hit and just like force this Zuko to burn it. Still not burning it, living on jelly. The counter pick actually coming and completing.
Oh,
That's insane.
Oh, no!
That's crazy. That's actually so crazy.
Dude,
oh my god.
What a turn
Oh.
around.
Oh my
that's
god.
wild.
I cannot believe he lived that.
Yeah. That was insane. And that's kind of doing. Oh my gosh, that was so smart. That was doing sup air into Dragon Punch too. Like definitely a smart thing. Fair, like look at this, fair up air. Fair again, getting that damage racked up. Like, dude just kept up with Senpac the whole time. That's gonna punch his ticket in the grands as well here from losers finals 3-1. Like, gets fair, sup air here, slime cancel into the neutral special. That's why it's a good
Like
combo,
Miity.
man.
Why can he do that?
As Miity got that stock, I knew that he was the one who was actually up. Like, the percent didn't matter at that point. With all those bars of slime that he had, the one that Senpac lacked there, I knew that all it was going to take was a little bit of damage and one opening for that sub-air Dragon Punch confirm. He, like, Middies want one thing, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Middies want one thing is crazy.
And it's absolutely disgusting, and he got it there. And really, that's the crazy part about that is that, like, you know, I feel like Senpac was playing so well at actually taking advantage of the counter pick, like securing Goddard around the platforms, playing around them really